Yes, I sold my Maybach, and here's why I did it. Check it out. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. My name is DaVinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5x5, staying alive here in Dubai. I hope you're doing well. Man, it was a hard thing to do when I decided to sell my Maybach because it was a new Maybach. I only had it a year. And I was thinking, I don't really need to sell it. I could just keep it. But I get the feeling that if I don't do that and I don't take that money and put it somewhere where I know it's going to increase in value dramatically, I'm going to look back at this time and say, I sold the Maybach. Yes, it won't make a huge difference in my future wealth. Sure, it won't. But something about it, something told me, you know what, you don't need it for anything. It's just ego thing, and nobody knows you have it unless you mention it, because it just sits in the garage. I don't go anywhere, right? Except for a few minor places here and there. So why not invest it, right? Because I don't have like expensive watch. I can afford those too, right? I don't have all the crazy things my friends have, and I could afford those too. And I just don't want them. But there are a few things I do spend a lot of money on. Computers, for one. I did an inventory with Claudebot so they could help it, figure out how to use my resources. And they said, damn, you have like a server farm in your house worth over $150,000. Yeah, I know. Yes, I have like a lot of computers. And yeah, and it estimated that. And so this is what I like to spend my money on, to build stuff, to do things, cool things with computer systems. And so, you know what? I'll just be happy doing that since I'm happy with that. And investing in Bitcoin, of course. Because honestly, I watch a lot of videos of different subjects on Claudebot and different other subjects that are important to me. And I'm noticing a theme that a lot of people understand. We're about to go through what is going to destroy humanity. Anyone who does not become wealthy in a very short amount of time. It seems like it's an understanding of most intelligent people that I watch, that they are in a panic to get as much wealth as possible in order to survive what's coming, which is the separation of have-nots and have-yachts. As one person would say, I think it's, what's his name? Andrew Tate. Yes, that's right. And yes, other people were saying permanent underclass, right? Some people were saying the forever poor, right? There was always a different way of saying it. And so I'm realizing that everybody's seeing what's coming. And I think selling the Maybach to give me also freedom to pivot, right? To move around, right? Also gives me that as well. Because if the system collapses, I'm not going to be able to sell the Maybach for anything, right? Because nobody's going to want that, right? And our system is on the cusp of collapsing. Silver prices have indicated that. They're trying to tamp it down, of course, bring it down, and they're doing a good job of it, tamping it down. I'm looking at the charts, and we're going to look at that chart today. So make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, and wait until the very end to watch the silver chart if you're interested in that. And we're seeing a lot of FUD in the mainstream media telling us that crypto winter is here. Crypto winter, crypto winter, crypto winter, crypto winter, crypto winter. It's everywhere. And we're going to show you that in today's episode as well and talk a little bit more about that. Then we're going to go into the technical analysis of Bitcoin. We're going to see where Bitcoin is going. Of course, my trade. Yeah, I told you to set some stop losses. We got stopped out. If you were in the early trade, of course, you just stopped out a break, even if you followed my lead or if you just, took profits anyways. earlier. Alrighty, with that said, let's move on for today's show on the news links that I have. So once again, if you scroll down and expand the news links, hit the like, of course, button, and I'd really appreciate that. It's free to do, and it really helps out the channel. And then you scroll down, you get the description, right? If you want to join my school, you can do so. If you want to trade this, you can head over to x.dj15.com, and also all the news links that we're going to be talking about today. So let's start off with this one right here. This is 10 reasons why the worst crypto winter ever. Yes, Bloomberg wants me to pay for their lies. And listen, people, if you think they're not lying to you, I want you to go and study World War II, especially on the Japanese side. What did the government tell the people to do? And especially if you go to teachers, like do video searches on how teachers taught their students. They taught their students to die for the emperor, right? Yes, our lives are not as bad as those, right? Of course, but they're still lying to you, right? If you think they're not lying to you, right? If you think that, well, you have a serious problem. You must have gotten a vaccine too, as well, right? Even though now it's proven that you didn't really need that. Now it's proven that that's actually really bad for you. Now it's proven that it was actually a pandemic, right? So they lied, right? They lied. So do you think they're when you read the news that this is the truth? Please tell me if you think that's the truth, right? The Economist is the biggest liar of them all. Oh man, I remember seeing Economist news, Economist magazine and a Life magazine in the doctor's office way back in 2007, and there was a picture of somebody hugging a home. Buy homes, buy houses, become rich, buy your house today, right? Mortgage shit, 30 years, you can sell it, flip it, blah, blah, blah. There was everything about houses. This was at the end of the cycle when they were telling you to do that. And now they're telling you that the coldest crypto winter yet. 50%? I'm sorry. I've been through 90% drawdowns, okay? I don't know where you coming Wow. Damn. This is like, see, look at the sad face, Bitcoin eye, right? Oh my goodness. Come pay for this nonsense so that I can propagandize. You could pay me to lie to you. Oh damn. Man, wow. It's absolutely redonkulous on a massive scale. Oh, wow. Just unreal. Unreal how our situation, our life is in this current matrix attack zone, right? Bitcoin bounce reveals bulls, but crypto winter risks linger. Dun dun dun. Where's this from? Yes, College Times. Okay, so yeah, another mainstream media, right? But the Middle East, right? Probably getting its stuff from the rest of the mainstream medias, right? Macroeconomic uncertainty and historic market cycles continue to cloud the cryptocurrencies near term outlook. Oh no! Getting rich with Bitcoin, that's step one. Keeping it and making it work for you. That's the game. I have the cheat code. Come and get it at b4b.dj15.com. Yes, okay. Even if, they happen to be right for the rest of the year, because we're in the year of the crypto winter for sure, right? And technically, really, we should see more downside. But you see what's happening is the institutional players start buying here. They will buy in this price range. Right? We're going to talk about that in a second, what the price range is, and and they'll continue to do so as prices continue to plummet, but they can only buy in size if you sell. So this is about getting you to sell during this crypto winter. That's all it is. There is no, yeah, it's going to zero reality here. Yeah, we might have an actual winter for a very long time, not a long time, very long time, just for the year. Okay? But in the end, if you start, picking up your Bitcoin, picking up your crypto, your favorite crypto assets slowly, not all at once, just slowly, right? That means they don't get it. That's the problem. So they need to tell you not to get it. Right? That's what they need to do. Right? Because if you go get it, then they can't get it. That's how it works. Some serious consolidation here. We're in a consolidating zone here. Looking at Bitcoin, right, charts, you can see that we blasted off. We blasted off and hit the double topped here. My stop loss was somewhere around here, 38.2, and then we just blew through that, and it is what it is. And now we need to decide what we're going to do. It looks like we're going to have to wait for the consolidation to finish. We could try to, it's going to consolidate in this area for a while, so we can try to trade the tops and the bottom of the consolidations if you like. But I'm just going to hold it off for now. And if I see anything, I will take a trade. But let's see here. Is there anything on the shorter time frames? Let's go to the hourly, actually. Yep. Not really seeing anything other than this slight breakout on the hourly that we could take us all the way back. Yeah, all the way back up to the top here. So if you wanted to trade this right now, yeah, it looks like we broke out here. You might want to, let's see here. Yeah, that's right. Come see if it comes back and retest this area. And see if you can get in on a buy, but other than that, I think you missed it. Right, hit the long here. I think you missed this. If we can come back and give you a chance to get a 2-to-1, which will take you back up to the top range, which is where it wants to go at this point. If we're looking at this chart, there you go. Yeah, you can stop loss it here, and yeah. It's still a knob stop, but it's the only way to get a 2-to-1 safely. So yeah, there it is. Yeah, we can watch the breakout and see what happens. I don't know if we can get back in on this one and take off, but let's just see. All right, so once again, if you want to trade this, you could trade this at x.dj15.com. BYBIT.dj15.com is one of my favorite exchanges. And they're giving huge rewards. They always give huge rewards because, well, they want customers, and they want big customers. They're willing to pay the bill. Alrighty. So looking at Ethereum, again, it looks exactly like Bitcoin consolidation. We could trade only the consolidation. That's about it. And yeah, it looks like we might be going right back up to the top of the range again before we break down, right? If we're going to break down, I think we're going to probably break higher, honestly, before we break down lower than this low down here of the 1800-ish area. Yeah, this just it's unlikely that we're going to break down even further, but still could happen. Still could happen. So keep that in mind. And looking at Solana, again, it looks like as we on the daily, it looks like we are trying to hit up against the 13 EMA. So that means we could at least come back to the 96 at the very least. At the absolute worst case scenario for a bounce back was the 96, 90, the $100 mark. But yeah, that's where it's at. Yeah, looking at the what's it called, the CME, we still have our gap. We have a lower gap, but it's not that big of a deal. It's filled by a wick. So yeah, that's it. This big airplane gap is still there. and it's waiting. Let's see how long it takes to wait and get filled. Looking at silver, oh man, they are absolutely hammering this thing. Look at that. This was manipulation wick, right? Manipulation wick after manipulation wick. These are banker manipulation wicks because they have to. They have no choice. Dollar will collapse. They will go bankrupt because they're trying to close out a lot of their shorts, right? As they added shorts all the way up. So they're trying to get it down to their average, probably around the $50 mark is where they're trying to get it down to. I think where they'll be happy is, yeah, exactly the 42 area. That's probably where they've got their average set, and then boom, they can liquidate, and then this thing can run. So won't be surprised if they manage to take it down there. It's going to be a difficult ride because I think China is saying, hey, no, man, we don't have the inventory. Because people are buying this low, right? I mean, the inventories, according to my AI, is that the inventory is at critical levels in China. And same with, that's on the exchange at least, and same with the US CME. It's like they're at critical levels where the closing of the contracts this month, if all of them call for delivery, right, which would mean 500 million ounces, and they only have 150 million ounces available. Yeah, they can't deliver on all that, right? So even if, like, 1/5, right, just calls for delivery, it's almost a complete wipeout, right? So it is going to be an interesting time in the next 3 months for silver. And you can see that we are knocking on death's door as we're trying to hold the $76 level. We might break down even further, especially if, the cabal probably is going to be, you see, this was their wick right here. They're going to try to hit it because if they can hit it, they can get it all the way down to 70, to retest the 70. Yeah. And if they don't, and this thing gets above the EMA ribbon, they can start another bull market really fast. So it'd be interesting. Interesting time, especially on the 4 hour. Yeah, Jesus. Wonder how it looks on the daily. Yeah. The daily and the 4 hours pretty much aligned. So if we get above those EMA ribbons, whoosh, major pump, right? Major pump. It would have to wait probably out of a long time because it'd be a 3 sigma event to come back up all the way up here. So it might be, it's only a 1 sigma event. If it takes about 3 months. So let's see. Let's see, because it's possible. It's possible. And that's where I think the silver is going. Okay, with that said, I think no matter what, this is the key thing you need to do. You need to take possession of real assets. Why? Because if you look at my tweet for today, so this is my tweet for today. It's Ray Dalio says the world order has broken down. Feels like we're trending towards from rules to power, basically rules-based economy to power-based economy. Not certain, just probable. My response, build trustless, verifiable. Okay, so what did I mean by that? Well, after 1945, the United States established a rules-based trusted system. What does that mean? It means that you follow the rules, right? And you just execute, and then you can have freedom within those rules. And you act in a trustful way, right? So we give you trust. If you break that trust, there's consequences for that breaking of that trust. And right now, as you know, there are no consequences for breaking that trust. You get bailouts. You don't go to jail for murdering children. So that's the world we live in right now. It might make right, or wealth makes right now, but it's going to be might makes right. And so this is the reality, right? So we're seeing that direction coming. And what are you going to do, right? You better focus on building wealth and holding real tangible assets, because all those systems are based on trust. So if you have money in the bank, that's trust. If you have a stock, that's trust that somebody else is holding your stock and will give it to you, which they won't. So, if you own property or real estate, you're trusting that the government won't raise property taxes so that they can take it from you. Right? You're trusting a lot of third parties that are already known to lie to you. So what are you going to do? You're going to hold real assets, because that's all that you can trust. It's something that you take possession of. So it's gold, silver, and of course, Bitcoin. Thanks for watching.